All right, guys, so we will be starting. Thank you all for waiting and thank you for attending today's webinar. I'm very happy to host it today in collaboration with Z Services. So let me introduce myself very briefly. My name is Hind. I work at Cloudi-Fi. So Cloudi-Fi is a French company that was created back in 2014 and that provides guest Wi-Fi and hotspot solutions to different sectors. So we work with different type of industries, whether retail, corporate, education, hospitality, healthcare. And of course, our solution is deployed all around the world in different countries. So today, our webinar will have a specific focus on one industry, which will be retail. And we will talk about the guest Wi-Fi usage in the retail industry in order to answer one main question, which is how to create an omni-channel experience in store. So I think maybe let's say many of you would be familiar with the term of omni-channel, but we will explore it more deeply during this webinar. So I would like to start by showing you one figure, which is very important. Did you know that 68% of retailers have chosen to adopt a new marketing strategy based on the increasing usage of mobile? So let me explain it. So in the latest months and latest years, the mobile usage has increased very importantly in our daily life. I think you may also notice in your daily lives that you use your phone for different usage, whether let's say personal or also professional at your work. Well, retailers have also noticed that the mobile is the best and loyal companion for its customers, and for that, retailers had to come up with a strategy that would be in line with this trend of mobile usage. So, by including mobile in their current strategy, this is what actually led to the rise of omnichannel. Omnichannel is obviously to include let's say, other ways to attract customers, like through the digital way. And here we're going to focus on mobile. And the main question that brands should question themselves is how to offer an omnichannel experience to their clients and boost their digital transformation. I think that now you will be even more familiar with the concept of digital transformation, since retailers had to, let's say, face this challenge of reinventing their and traditional strategies by including digital, as I previously said. But even more with today's, let's say, situation of COVID pandemic, retailers need and want to bring back customers to their stores, and therefore they need to rework their digital strategy and work on their digital transformation. Okay, so now I would like to show you some trends regarding the mobile usage in our daily lives, but more specifically in store. First figure, 67%. Yes, 67% represents how many people use mobile in the world. It's quite a lot, but of course, if you think how many times we use our mobile phones and how many people we know who use their phones, this is quite obvious actually. If we move to using the mobile phone during shopping at a physical store, like let's say, how does it look like? Well, 80% of shoppers use their mobile phone inside the physical store. For example, you go to a physical store and you want to check, for example, let's say information regarding an item, or to compare prices, or to know more about, let's say, a new collection. You will use obviously your mobile phone. Even more, like people are more, let's say, reluctant to go and see sales assistant to check for some advice. No, people just take their phones and click on the web and check information about their item of interest. The third figure, 70%. So 70% of the mobile users who have bought in a store after using their mobile, which explains that from the people who were in the physical store, there were 70% who have used their mobile phone and have bought in the physical store. And last but not least, 62% represent the number of shoppers who have used their mobile phone to compare prices. Obviously, when we use our mobile phone, it's not only like to check information about the article, it's also to see if the customer we have a great deal to buy the product and to compare prices. So all these figures actually show us that the mobile is also part of the shopping experience of the customer at a physical store, and not only for shopping online. So it's, let's say, how to improve the shopping experience of the customer. Well, you just need to go through the mobile. That is the best way to reach your customers now. So now we will deep dive into today's subject. So it will be in three main parts. The first part, I will explain you how our solution Cloudi-Fi works and our technology. The second part will be about the three key features of our guest Wi-Fi solution. And the last part will be about a customer use case, of course, in the retail industry. So you will have a clear overview of how our technology works and also how we serve the brands in this digital transformation, let's say, challenge. So, Cloudi-Fi technology, how does it work? Cloudi-Fi is, of course, 100% cloud-based solution that provides guest Wi-Fi and hotspot solutions. One of our main criteria of our solution is that we are agnostic to any existing infrastructure. It means that to deploy our solution, it doesn't require any additional hardware, software, any specific installation to deploy our solution. So it is very easy to deploy. Second point, we have a huge panel of ISPs who are obviously our partners, and this enables us to have an instant and global deployment from one single interface, as shown here in the slide. One very, very, very important point that our customers raise and that they are very careful about is compliance, and of course security, which it works with. Compliance is very important in terms of data privacy, and of course our solution is compliant and fully compliant with all the regulations of the world that I will explain you more deeply later on. And last but not least, as we were just talking about mobile usage, well, our guest Wi-Fi solution is compliant with mobile usage and does not require any additional downloading of any mobile app or so on. Okay, if a brand wants to have its guest Wi-Fi, this brand will have three main concerns. So the first one, of course, is user experience. How to provide the best user experience to its customers. With Cloudi-Fi, we have the ability to collect digital identities and therefore to track the user's behavior in the physical stores. But this, of course, works with their own consent. We won't collect the personal data of customers if they don't agree to do so, to share their data. And this data collection will enable brands to display personal content and to improve all their marketing strategy to track and offer personalized content to the customers and get even closer to them. So this, of course, is part of a whole marketing strategy of a brand. Now let's move to compliance. Once again, compliance, very, very, very important. With Cloudi-Fi, we are fully compliant with all the regulations of the world, whether let's say regional or global, like GDPR in Europe, CCPA in California, or even more specific regulations like for each country, like China, Russia, the Middle East, and so on. Last point, of course, when a brand wants to provide a guest Wi-Fi service, one of its concerns is security, in order for its customer to, let's say, surf the web like very comfortably and to have a secure service. While talking about security, one of our partners, Zscaler, is completing our solution, and this allows us to offer a complete, secure, and international guest Wi-Fi service from the network. So with our collaboration with Zscaler, we enable an easy deployment and configuration of the solution. Second point, security, obviously, with different modes like web filtering, firewall, and so on. And of course, once again, compliance and data privacy, especially regarding the storage of logs. Okay, now we will dive into the guest Wi-Fi subject, and here I will focus on, of course, our strategy at Cloudi-Fi and how our three main steps work in order to deploy successfully the guest Wi-Fi network. So in order to have a successful deployment, we work with three main steps. And this is very focused on the consumer. First step is customization. So at Cloudi-Fi, we provide 100% customized captive portals, which means that the brand has the choice to include anything she wants on the captive portal. First, it works with the authentication modes. At Cloudi-Fi, we propose different authentication modes. This starts with social network, with the declarative mode, like, for example, displaying any kind of information that the brand wants to collect, like the name, the mobile phone, the email, etc. One tip to give you, social network is one of the main, like the most used authentication mode, especially in the retail industry. Simply because customers are more familiar with using their social network for personal use. So when they go to a physical store and they want to register to the guest Wi-Fi network, they generally go to the registration through social network. So now let's move to the branding. Branding is everything evolving around design and brand image. So of course, every brand works very hard to have its own image and identity. Well, the captive portal is also part of it. So we make sure that the captive portal will be similar to the current brand image of the company. And this works with design, images, the logo, the fonts, and anything visual. Translation, of course, our captive portals are available in different languages, so they can be, let's say, available in, for example, English only, or in different languages that are supported by our captive portal solution. And then we also provide customized landing pages, which means that instead of just like the first page that the customer sees when he gets online, the customer will also be able to see a personalized page when he registers, and this will display, let's say, specific offers and everything based on the interaction that the brand had with the customer. And this, I will show it to you more specifically the following slides while explaining to you the retail use case. Second step, well, if the brand wants to have specific authentication modes, including getting information about the name, the email, the phone number, etc., it's of course to collect this kind of information and valuable information. And this will enable also, through our solution, to track the customer both in store and online. Well, that reminds you of the omnichannel strategy, right? So yeah, we will jump into it more deeply later. And well, our solution is mainly part of this omnichannel strategy. Interaction. Well, when the brand collects all this data, the final aim is to interact with these customers that have visited the store. With Cloudi-Fi, we have the capability to be integrated to the current CRM database. So this helps the brands to enrich their current database, but also to provide additional data. And this data that will be collected will help the brand to create new specific campaigns that will be very personalized regarding their previous interaction with their customers. So now you had, let's say, an overview of the three main features of our guest Wi-Fi solution. I think here in this step, you will have a clear overview of how it works in the retail industry. And this, of course, by showing you our customer journey. So the first step. The first step is regarding the first visit in store. So the first screen that you're seeing here, well, the customer also will only see it once. So the customer, when he comes to the store for the first time, he only needs to register once to the guest Wi-Fi network. And this, of course, as you can see on the screen, it suggests different types of authentication, mainly social network, as I previously said, and also to register, for example, here with the phone. It works like giving the phone number and receiving a unique password that the customer will put and get access to internet. Well, here you have seen this example. This is the first registration. Now we will move to the returning visitor, which means when the visitor comes back for the second time to the store. As I said previously, with the data collected in the first place, we have the possibility to track the visitor and therefore to recognize the visitor when he comes back to the store. Well, as you can see here, the message is more personal. Happy to see you again. Of course, we can display also the name of the customer. This is up to the brand. And also we can display, let's say, other actions that the brand wants from the customers. For example, the brand in her strategy wants to increase its community in social media. Well, you can, we can at Cloudi-Fi add the possibility to follow on the brand's social network, or visit the website, or visit a special, like to check the latest offers, etc. And of course, as you can see on the last screen, we have also the possibility to put marketing campaigns on this personalized landing page. Marketing campaigns, it works very differently. You can display surveys, video, contests, for example, a teaser of the new collection, etc. So as you can see here, the captive portal is not only a way to access internet, it's also a new communication tool. This is the message that we want to deliver here. Guest Wi-Fi is not only a commodity service for your customers to get online while they're at the physical store, but it's also a way for the brand to communicate directly to the customer through his best and loyal companion, which is the mobile phone. Okay, so we previously took a look at the customization part. Now we will jump to the phygital retargeting. You will ask me, what is phygital? Phygital is a mix between the physical and the digital aspect of a brand. So combining both the physical and digital strategy. And with Guest at Cloudi-Fi, we are fully into this strategy, which means what I previously said while I was explaining to you the 3 key steps. I was mentioning the possibility to track the customers both online and in store. This is how it works. As I told you, when the customer comes back to the store, we have the capability to recognize him. So we display a personalized message and personalized content. Well, it works the same online. Imagine your customer has registered through Facebook. Well, when the customer is at home, we have the possibility to display sponsored content and specific offers to the customer without coming to the store. Well, this helps brands to attract, of course, customers and interact with them by displaying personalized content based on the previous interaction that they had, but of course to bring them back to the store. This is how phygital retargeting works. So last but not least, if a brand wants to implement all this strategy of collecting data, targeting customers, then creating campaigns, etc., the importance is to see the impact and how actually this campaign led to a successful deployment and a successful use of the captive portal. This works with analytics. Analytics are very important, and with our Guest Wi-Fi solution at Cloudi-Fi, we have a marketing module that displays different reports, as you can see on the screen, that the brands can have access to and to measure the performance of its campaigns. And therefore, through this module, they can access to different KPIs like the impression rate, the total of opens and reads, interaction rate, and subscription rate as well. Different KPIs that are very important for the marketing team, especially, and communication. And this will help them to empower their upcoming communication campaigns and provide the most customized content ever to their customers and to get even closer to them. Of course, our clients are very satisfied with our phygital marketing module, as it helps them to get relevant data and to rework and reinvent their traditional strategy, and of course to boost their digital transformation. So my presentation comes to an end. I was very happy to explain you all about our solution, how it works, a quick summary of what I explained before. So Cloudi-Fi, it's a cloud-based solution providing guest Wi-Fi for many usage. Here we were focusing on retail. Three main concerns: user experience, compliance, and security. Very important to provide a guest Wi-Fi network to your customers. Very important omnichannel strategy. So if you are a retailer, you want to be to reach your customers more often. So of course that would work whether at the physical store or digitally in their mobile phone, as we have seen that mobile is mainly used by customers. And at Cloudi-Fi, we provide customized captive portals. We have the capability to retarget the customers online and in store, and we have analytical tools in order to measure the impact of your campaigns. So this is the end. I was very happy to present you this subject. So now I'm open to any questions. So if you have any questions or any comments that you would like to share, please send it in the Q&A session, and I will be happy to answer them. So I'm still waiting for your questions. I will be answering them soon. Thank you. I have a question here. What type of marketing operations can you do on the guest Wi-Fi? We can do different kind of marketing operations through the captive portal. So this works with surveys, for example. If the brand wants to see to measure the impact and the satisfaction of its customers when they visit the store, well, this can be a type of survey that you can display on your captive portal. There is also the contests. For example, register on the Wi-Fi and win, I don't know, a ticket to see your favorite show. You can display this communication on your captive portal. So obviously, as I previously said on the presentation, guest Wi-Fi is also a communication channel now. So you can display any marketing campaign or any communication campaign that you want to display through your landing pages. Thank you for your question. If you have any other questions, I'll be happy to answer it. Yeah, I have a second question here. What is the preferred authentication modes in stores? Well, it is mainly social network, mainly social network because, as I said before, customers are, let's say, well, they are used to using social network in their personal lives, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. So when they go to the store and see that they have the possibility to register through the social network, well, they do it. They really do it. So, and this is also the best way for retailers because then they can also display sponsored content and reach them in their favorite social network. So this is really a bridge to reach even more the customers in store and online. Thank you for your question. I have a third question here. Is it possible to connect with an existing loyalty program? Yes, yes. Loyalty program is also one of the content that you can display on the captive portal. On the captive portal, you can ask your customers to join your loyalty program. For example, they will click to a link and get to a form to put their information or the existing information that was asked on the captive portal, and this will lead to their joining of the loyalty program, and this will enrich even more well your CRM database. That's amazing for a marketing strategy because instead of just like doing the queue at the cashier and asking, well, do you want to join our loyalty program? Here, the customer doesn't need to wait a long line in order to join your loyalty program. He can do it simply through his mobile phone. Thank you for your question. Okay, so I think we have no more additional question here. Well, thank you very much for attending to this webinar. You will probably receive the recording of it in order to rewatch it. So if you want to rewatch it and if you have any questions that comes to your mind, please reach us. We will be very happy to answer them. Thank you. Wishing you a great day. Bye, everyone.